Howdy, Connection Group leaders. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing great. I am in here in the kids' resource room because and I really do mean all of our baby rooms are full right now. I thought, well, this would be a fun week to film in there. That ain't happening, at least until Lionheart shuts down from the day. So here I am, the one empty room, and it's not even empty. You can see all the wonderful resources we have in here. Kudos to the children's team for always keeping this place looking so great. I could use some more cookies stashed away in here for me to sneak, but that's another thing. So we are talking about being pro-life this week. Again, real light topic, no big deal. No, this is a really heavy one, but it's also a really important one. I don't know if you know this or not, but abortion is the #1 cause of death worldwide every year, and it has been for years and years and years. On average, about 70 million babies are aborted worldwide. And those are just the ones that are reported in the United States. There's several states, including the state of California, that doesn't report how many abortions are offered in that particular place. And so it's really hard to nail down that number super well. But they know at least 70 million a year. And that's just the abortion issue. That doesn't include murders. That doesn't include abandonments. When we talk about pro-life, we've got to make sure that we're not just talking about the abortion issue, although that's a big one, and that's what I really believe that God cares deeply about. Man, we are talking about from, we say at Christmas time, from the cradle to the grave, right? We care from the womb to the tomb the entire time. We care about life because Jesus cares about life, and he calls us not only to respect people being alive, but just to respect and love and treat human beings well also. And the best way to look at that is just to see how Jesus himself treated people. When he was walking the planet Earth, I'm always fascinated, particularly how he treated lepers. All right, lepers were essentially people that were pushed aside and said, just go die and die away from the rest of us, right? And Jesus frequently engaged those people, including to the point when he would touch them. All right, and that was like the giant no. You don't touch them because that's how you get the disease, or at least that believes they got the disease. And that Jesus would do that. That's what it looks like to be pro-life. Even when it is costly to us, we care about people and their lives. So in relation to this lesson, let me just give you a couple of things. I would look at the other passages for sure, but I would spend the major brunt of your time in Psalm 39. It is so good. It is so encouraging, not only to see the depths of God's love for us and the depths of his care for us, but also there's this really interesting part at the end, the last little section, right? It's beautiful, it's poetic. David's talking about, man, God, when I wake up and when I go to bed, and you see me all the time, you know everything about me. You knit me in my mother's womb. That's the part that they want you to focus on. And it really is a fun, literally, God knit. Think about that 9-month process. Okay, God's created the entire world in 6 days. He spends 9 months on babies, right? Isn't that kind of cool? So he knit us into the mother's womb. But then right there at the end, David goes in this little tirade. God, would you just kill the evil people? Well, that doesn't feel very pro-life. Not entirely anyway. And he says, man, I hate people that hate you. Okay, David, that's not particularly godly either, but look how he ends. And you know this passage. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there's any grievous way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Man, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing if we in our classes spent time going, Jesus, would you truly show us areas where we don't treat life the way you want us to? Certainly our lives, the lives of our children, and then the lives of those that we care about, and then the lives that we don't care about, the people that we feel like don't affect us at all. Not only are we as Christians 100% pro-life, but we're also 100% salvation. And so with that in mind, let me just say this. Please keep in mind, statistically, as you're discussing abortion, statistically it's highly probable there is somebody in that room is responsible for abortion, either a man or a woman. There are lots and lots of dudes who maybe financed one. They didn't have it themselves, but they paid for it and let a girl to do that. And it affects guys in a lot of the same ways that it affects women. With that in mind, would you remember, be gracious. Okay? The reason that we are congregating is because we are sinners in need of a Savior, and that would include the abortion issue and all the other sins that go not only with that issue, but just all the other sins, period. And we need Jesus. And so let people discover that even on this issue, we believe wholeheartedly that Jesus' blood covers all, because it really does. And people have to know that. Man, I will never forget. I was preaching a sermon on ProLife Sunday. That's what this coming Sunday is, by the way. That's why we're talking about this subject. I got to preach on that particular Sunday, and so I talked about abortion, and I didn't wiggle around the issue. I wasn't soft on it. I just made it very, very clear. Abortion's wrong, right? But I also did my darndest to just be gracious. And in that, during the invitation time, one of the older ladies in the church walked up to me. She had tears in her eyes. She said, TJ, I've never told anybody this before. I had an abortion decades ago. She just wept, and I hugged her, and I wept with her too. The people of God need to be reminded of God's grace, even and especially on this issue. So absolutely declare the truth and don't back away from it. But part of that truth is remembering that, man, Jesus is good and Jesus is gracious and he's kind and he forgives all sins, including that one. And then boast about incredible ministries like ours, like Embrace Grace, where we actively, it's not just that we vote pro-life, but man, we are actively living pro-life. We are helping people do the things that we believe is right. We as the church, not the government, we as the church, we are seeking to meet people's needs, and that's that way. It's going to be a beautiful Sunday, truly. I hope you're looking forward to it. Guys, I love y'all. Praying for you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.